Thank you. I did not. On the freeway? For sure? Okay. Appears the driver may have come in contact with a spike strip just a moment ago. We'll see if it was an effective spike, a very unusual spike strip on the freeway. We'll pay close attention to those front right tires. Right now, both of the left tires appear intact, but we'll get a little bit tighter there. We'll hold that shot right there as she continues up the 5 freeway at a relatively moderate rate of speed, doing just under the speed limit here. That's 60 miles per hour. Again, unclear why she's refused to pull over or why she is fleeing. CHP still attempting to coordinate this as we get further into LA County here, closer to the East LA interchange.
Bring the funk back.
And as we get into the East LA interchange, she'll have a number of options. Right now, still committed to the 5 freeway. CHP continuing the pursuit into downtown LA, and we'll see if she gets off at the 10 or continues up the 5 here. Looks like she's already bypassed the 60 freeway. And we'll push in once again on those front tires and see if there's any indication whatsoever that she made contact with that spike strip. As of right now, if that was a spike strip, does not appear to have been an effective spike. So those right tires, I'm sorry, the left tires appear just fine. Can't speak for the right tires, but we may have a chance here to come around the passenger side. For right now, we're focused on that driver's side. Looks like she's changing lanes again, maybe moving over to the right. Northbound 5 freeway crossing over 1st Street here in downtown LA. Slowing down a little bit, maybe. hard to say what else is in there in that passenger seat, but it looks like a lot of personal belongings, at least from what we're able to make out through that front windshield. Those right tires still look pretty good as well, and the vehicle is behaving nominally here. So she still has a fully capable Toyota SUV. We don't know how much gas she started with, but still refusing to pull over as she continues up the 5 freeway here. Now committed to the 5. She had a number of options there. She could have taken the 60 or the 10, but she is now continuing up the 5 freeway here. We're in East LA, going through Boyle Heights. Now approaching Lincoln Heights, approaching the 110 freeway. You saw that unit speed up. So it's unusual, we should point out, to see the 5 freeway this empty, and I think that's the reason we actually saw a spike attempt to begin with. And if I'm not mistaken, we may see another spike strip attempt on the freeway. These are very rare. These are very rare occurrences. Rarely do LA freeways allow the opportunity for effective spike strip attempts. But you can see there are just so few cars on the freeway this evening that if they have the opportunity, they're going to give it a shot. They've given the go-ahead, and we'll see what they come up with here, where they could set up to place that spike strip. There are 3 units behind her, but there are additional units up ahead. Again, these are basically the original pursuing officers from Orange County that are continuing this pursuit into LA County. However, LA station chiefs have decided not to engage in this pursuit. So we have the original OC officers in pursuit of this red SUV, no LA CHP officers, and so they've got this all on their own. Being told there are some Santa Fe Springs units in this pursuit package, so we'll see as they come up on Altadena here if they hand this off again, or if they just continue. But several CHP offices have declined, so I have a feeling this pursuit may or may not be taken over here, but we will see as they approach the Glendale area. Again, northbound on the 5 freeway.
like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
Thank you. And we're back, just doing a little housekeeping up here on Air 7 HD. Once again, if you're just joining us live on abc7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels, Chris Christie up in Air 7 HD over a pursuit up the 5 freeway. Santa Fe Springs CHP, now the lead office, the primary office in pursuit of this red SUV with a female driver behind the wheel. Again, this all started in South Orange County in the San Juan Capistrano area. Started as a welfare check, and the driver basically fled and has refused to pull over ever since, but basically driving at a relatively safe speed, doing right around the speed limit, 60 to 65 miles per hour the whole time, straight up the 5 freeway into LA County, through the East LA interchange, and now in Glendale as she continues to lead 3 CHP patrol officers on this pursuit on what is a basically empty 5 freeway. We saw one spike strip attempt on the freeway, a rare freeway spike attempt, and we may see another one here as she makes her way further north. Was that Altadena that just took over? And it looks like CHP's Altadena office has now taken over the pursuit. They are the primary agency involved here. And we are still northbound 5 freeway approaching Western here in Burbank, right next to the Empire Center as she continues at about 60 miles per hour between that 2 and 3 lane. Not doing a whole lot of shifting, but that vehicle is unaffected by that other spike that I mentioned. You can see clearly those right tires intact. We saw the left tires intact as well. But there may be another spike strip ahead of her, so we will keep an eye out for that. Right now, though, it's a pretty tame pursuit. Very composed driving. Not a lot of erratic maneuvers. And it does make you wonder how much longer they will follow this pursuit. It's a safe pursuit, not a lot of danger involved in a chase at these speeds on an empty freeway, and that's the only reason I think we're really seeing them pursue this suspect, most likely for her own good, her own welfare. That was how this started. It was a welfare check, a woman inside of her car refusing to come out and fled in this red SUV, and so they are safely pursuing her, attempting to disable the vehicle where they have the chance here, but at some point they may make the decision to let her go. We'll see here. It just doesn't seem like a very serious charge that she's facing, if there was any crime committed at all. So a misdemeanor at best at this point, and we'll see how far they take this. But we are now squarely in the San Fernando Valley, making our way past Magnolia through Burbank, coming up on Burbank Airport off the nose here, continuing that number 3 lane up the 5 freeway. Yep. Let's get a little over it, because we got that sound wall, and I think they might try a spike strip from the right side here coming up, somewhere up there. Hollywood Way, yep. Just kind of just hug the freeway a little bit, that's all.
It's like a family tree. Part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
As we continue up the 5 freeway, worth pointing out, if we widen that just a little bit, you'll be able to see they've actually set up a traffic brake behind her. You've got 3 units behind her, and then a 4th unit actually keeping the rest of the traffic back behind them. So you can see all of that empty freeway. That is an empty freeway because they have created that traffic brake about a half mile behind her, and she has now made her way past Buena Vista Street. Again, still holding steady in that number 3 lane. 3 units behind her, additional CHP resources set up ahead of her. And we can anticipate another spike strip here in just a little bit. We'll keep an eye out for that coming up in the next half mile or so. There's the spike, and it looks like a pretty successful spike. Pretty much nailed it. We'll see if those tires react and start to lose air, but she went right over them, I believe, with all 4 tires squarely over that textbook spike toss. And you saw her try to evade. It was already too late. She tried to switch over to that number 2 lane, but it looked like a pretty good spike. So we'll see. It almost looks like she's already slowing down. It does look like she's slowing down now to about 30 miles per hour. Pasadena Airship with their night sun on now as they assist the California Highway Patrol. The SUV now slowing to a crawl here about 15 miles per hour, maybe showing signs of stopping.
You'll see the difference now. If we change it, you'll know how. Nothing ever stays the same. Once you let it change. It's like a family tree. Part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
County, CHP Orange County Division, actually the San Juan Capistrano officers trying to check on her when she fled, and the pursuit began northbound on the 5 freeway, and she has refused to pull over ever since. She was holding steady straight up the 5 at the tail end of rush hour, making her way into LA County with very light traffic all the way up through downtown LA and now into the San Fernando Valley, where this pursuit's been going on for more than an hour. And now a slow speed chase continuing up the 5 freeway with almost all 4 tires impacted by several spike strip attempts, tearing apart that driver's side tire completely. That front left tire is gone, so that's one rim, and then the front right tire is flat as well. And here comes the pit attempt, just barely fast enough as that CHP unit pulls right up along her right rear attempting to fishtail the vehicle and spin it around. So there's the pit, and now you can see that rim just spinning and grinding straight into the pavement of the 5 freeway here, and now the vehicle coming to a complete stop. This pursuit has halted here in Sylmar, northbound side of the 5 freeway. California Highway Patrol moving out of the way, getting rid of any crossfire risk here, and you can see 6 units now able to make that arrest. In the next few seconds here, they will instruct her to exit the vehicle. We'll see if she cooperates at all. If not, they will probably approach that driver's side here pretty soon. I don't think this will be an extended standoff, but that vehicle is pretty much done, especially after that pit maneuver. So the vehicle's come to a stop. Now sideways in that number 4 lane, right on the shoulder there. Her options are few. I don't think she's going to get very far, so it's in her best interest to cooperate and put her hands up. There's the canine at the ready, just in case. You can see those doors still closed, and no movement yet from that driver's side. Something being projected into the passenger side of the vehicle. Likely less than lethal, maybe rubber bullets being fired in there. If we could, Johnny, let's go ahead and do an orbit and see what we can see out the passenger side. I still don't see any movement, but you can see something, some projectile being shot, more fire into the vehicle. Look at this. At last check, that passenger side window was shut. I don't know if it's been rolled down since we've been following her on the driver's side, but they have now fired something into the vehicle through that passenger side window. Several rounds. You can see that driver's side window has been shattered as well, and it's unclear whether she has been struck, but an interesting tactic there by the California Highway Patrol. Not sure what prompted them to do that. You can see she's now clutching on to what appears to be a pillow, there shielding herself with that object. You can see them shining a bright light into the passenger side. There must be some holes in that passenger window, right? Yeah, you can see it shattered there, but the windows are still up. So once again, a successful pit maneuver here following several spike strip attempts. You can see all 4 tires blown out or flat, and the driver refusing to come out of the vehicle. So several shots of something, some projectiles have been fired into the car, but the driver refusing to come out, appears to be clutching something, maybe a pillow. More shots fired here. Look at this. Can't help but notice that they fired those projectiles into the rear of the vehicle, the rear passenger window. We don't know if there's anybody in the passenger seat at all, if there's anybody in the back seat, I should say, because we've only been able to see the front seat during this pursuit, but something has been projected into the rear back seats. Not sure if there's a reason for that, if they were aiming for the front seats, but now both the front and rear windows have been fired at by what appear to be less than lethal rounds. To what effect, we're not sure, but she still appears to be moving in the vehicle, refusing to come out. All 4 doors still remain shut. But again, just pointing out that we still don't know if there's anybody else inside the car. As far as we're aware, only the driver, but those officers have fired something in the back seat there as an arrest team now approaches the vehicle with a shield. Look at them approaching that back seat. Approaching the back seat towards the driver, trying to get a view from the rear, and we'll get a better idea if there is anybody in the back seat here. They've now shattered that rear window, and we'll push all the way in there. Josh, let's push all the way in if we can, and see if we could, as they do this, they clear those windows, and you can see if there's anybody or anything of interest in the rear back seats. CHP making communication with the driver. And I'm not sure which agency those other 2 officers are with. That officer in the tan there, that is the California Highway Patrol. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it looks like that's CHP K9 units that are the ones that have the shield up there. So CHP K9 units and another unit there. So 3 units in this arrest team as they communicate with the driver. He's putting his firearm away, it looks like. And now stepping away from the vehicle. Lots of personal belongings in the back seat there. As they come around the driver's side, we'll go ahead and get a view as they try and make entry through that driver's side door. Still clutching on to a pillow there. You can see her moving around, and they are going to pull her out of the driver's seat here in the next few seconds. We must point out that we have no idea what the mental state is of this driver. She does not appear to be a threat. Just judging from the body language of these CHP officers, the driver in this pursuit does not appear to pose a threat, but they are trying to unbuckle her and extract her from the vehicle to figure out why she refused to pull over. Again, this all started as a welfare check, and other than that, we don't have any information regarding any crimes that have been committed, other than the fact that she has led the California Highway Patrol on a 50-mile chase or more up the 5 freeway from Orange County into the San Fernando Valley. We find ourselves in Sylmar on the northbound side of the 5 freeway.
Bring the funk back.
Let's go ahead and push in there, Josh. Female suspect on the ground, now being restrained by those California Highway Patrol officers. And it does appear the vehicle is clear, so nobody else inside the vehicle. They are giving the code 4. They have taken the only person in that vehicle out, and she is putting up a little bit of a struggle. But she is now safely in custody, and I would not be surprised if they perhaps call for an ambulance. But as of right now, we should point out the 5 freeway remains shut down at the termination of this pursuit. Shut down in Sylmar here with traffic building up as far back as the 101 here. So a lengthy traffic jam here in the San Fernando Valley. The 5 freeway all jammed up as you make your way north into the San Fernando Valley from downtown LA. California Highway Patrol placing one woman under arrest, and fortunately nobody hurt during the course of this pursuit, but this one has come to an end as they try and get her to cooperate here. Unclear what her condition is. As I mentioned, in all likelihood, they will call for an ambulance here. That will take some time, but you have several units blocking all lanes of the 5 freeway. They will try, I presume, to reopen those left lanes to get traffic moving again here, but for the time being, you can see a bumper-to-bumper standstill traffic jam here in the San Fernando Valley. And that's the northbound side of the 5 freeway, the 118 near the top of your screen here. That jam is taking you all the way back to downtown.
Bring the funk back.